Being witness, moving away from whatever you are seeing. Being a witness, that is what is the deepest meaning. Of course, there are so many commentaries, so many explanations, but the real explanation, which is very practical, is being a witness, remaining as a witness. When you start being as a witness, when you remain as a witness, all these engrams, all these samskaras are just burnt away. Just burnt away. When you remain as a witness, your third eye opens. Your Ajna Chakra, your third eye opens. Whenever you start witnessing, your third eye opens. When your third eye opens, you become a witness to the whole universe. The moment you become witness, you understand the whole thing is just dream. The dream you can see. The moment you start understanding that you are dreaming, you will be out of dream. As long as you don't understand that you are dreaming, you will be continuously dreaming. The moment you think, I am dreaming, you will be out of the dream. Same way, the moment you understand the whole thing is dream, you will be out of this world. The moment you are out of this world, you will understand the whole thing is dream. When the third eye opens, you experience the whole thing as a dream. All these engrams are burnt away. That is what we mean when Purana says Shiva burnt the Manvada through his third eye. He burnt all his engrams. He burnt all his samskaras. The samskaras are only real temptations. It is your samskaras, it is your suppressions which comes up. When you travel this area, when your files move to the unconscious zone, these unconscious engrams, they come up and you see things which is not there. You see hallucinations. A man who has infused consciousness into the unconscious zone, the man who has infused silence, the man who has infused awareness into this zone, he burns away all the samskaras. He burns away all the engrams. He becomes Shiva. He reaches the level of intuition. He reaches the level of super consciousness. As long as the TP is less than TQ, you are in instinct level, means animal. When the TP is equal to TQ, you are in intelligence level, means man. When the TP is less than TQ, you are in the intuition level, God, the divine. The engrams are the main cause why we are at instinct level. If you can infuse awareness, if you can be a witnessing consciousness, these engrams can be just burnt. J. Krishnamurti says beautifully. Only once, if you can just witness any emotion without moving your body, cooperating or going behind the emotion, whenever any emotion raises, neither support nor suppress. Don't allow your body to follow it. Usually, when any emotion arises in our being, we allow the body to follow. Don't allow the body to follow, and don't suppress it. By following or suppressing, you will create more engrams. By following, you will strengthen the engram. By suppressing, you will create perversions and different kind of engrams of suppression or negative feeling of suffocation. Neither by following nor by suppressing, if you can just witness, these engrams will lose power over you. They will just drop dead. They will be burnt away. Krishnamurti says beautifully, only once, if you can manage once, not to allow your body behind any samskara, behind any emotion, behind any engram, you will see very clearly the engram loses its power over you. The engram will simply lose its power over you. The more you follow the engrams, more it gets strengthened. The more you obey them, more it gets strengthened. The more they get strengthened, naturally more you will start following. it becomes a vicious circle. You follow, it becomes strong. When it becomes strong, again you follow. It becomes like a vicious circle. So, instead of letting engrams to lead you, let the spirit, the master's energy, the divine lead you. People ask me, why should we follow spirituality? Why should you follow the master's teachings? Why should we follow some guru? Why should we follow the divine guidance? I tell them, if you don't follow master's words, you will be following your engrams. That's all. Be very clear. All so-called atheists and all so-called logical people, they don't have logic when it comes to their engrams. All their logic is alive, all their atheism is alive only in front of the masters. When it comes to their engrams, they are simply slaves. They are simply slaves. Only two things. Either you follow master or you follow the samskaras. As on now, many case histories and almost all the record says the persons who followed master never failed. But the people who followed the engrams, I don't think they reached anywhere. I don't know where they reached. Where they reach. Infusing silence into your unconscious zone, bringing thoughtless awareness to your unconscious zone, being a witness is what is the gist of the whole message or whole lecture. The more you become conscious, the more you become witness of your thoughts, more you are liberated from engrams. I tell you, liberation from engrams is the ultimate liberation. Liberation from samskaras is the ultimate liberation. The man who is liberated from samskaras, he is enlightened soul even when he lives in the body. He is called videhi even when he lives in the deha. Even when he is living in the body, he is called jivan mukta. The man who is filled with samskaras, even if he is in the top position or even if he has got all possible comforts and luxuries of the world, he will be in prison. Prison of his own mind. The samskara. Small example. If you just sit and you are thinking, if you are just lost in your thinking, you can see in your life, suddenly you will remember some space, some place, some person, some incident which you don't want to remember, which creates depression or low mood in you. If it comes up in your mind, immediately you shake your head and you bring your mind back, you turn your mind towards something else. You don't want to think about it. These memories which you don't want, but again and again which pops up in your mind is what I call energy clot. More number of energy clot means less space you have in your being. The person who has got more number of energy clot, any direction he goes, he will be coming back again. He will be eating something. The person who don't have any energy clot means no engrams, his space, his sky will be just like Mahakasha. They say, Patanjali says beautifully, when you meditate on the inner sky, you expand and become one with the Mahakasha, the cosmic energy. Your inner sky will expand only when you don't have the engrams, only when you don't have the samskaras, only when you don't have energy clot. The more number of energy clot, more you will be again and again disturbed or moved from your freedom. You can't be lost within yourself, because again and again these engrams will come up and disturb you, depress you and put you into the low mood or the unconsciousness. Now, can I take few minutes to put any question so that we can internalize this whole understanding into our being. We'll analyze and internalize the whole understanding. You are welcome to put any question.
the reason why the human beings are not having a longer deep sleep anymore? Why only is the enlightened masters?
Of course, two reasons. One is, from the young age, you are taught you can live only based on samskaras. From the young age, you start one thing, samskaras are imposed on you and you start collecting from the young age. That is the main reason. Main reason, from the beginning you are taught. This is the way you have to work, this is the way you have to think. The second thing, apart from imposed samskaras, we start enjoying something or hating something intensely. When you are attracted to something intensely, you start creating a file about it. Anything related to it, you start deciding it's good for me. Anything against it, you start deciding it is bad for me. There is two kind of logic in Vaiseshika and Nyaya. They explain a beautiful thing. One logic is, let you understand with a simple example. All men have one head. Socrates is a man. Naturally, you know the third statement. Socrates has got one head. This is one kind of logic. There is another kind of logic. First statement, there are two doors. Second statement, one door is open. You can't come to the third statement, the other door is closed. Usually you come. Usually you come to the third statement, you conclude the third statement without even thinking. You can't come to the third statement, you can't straight away start thinking the other door is closed. Just because one statement is made that one door is open, you can't think the other door also can maybe open, who knows. The second logic is what? Is logic of intelligence. The first logic is logic of Nyaya, second is logic of Vaiseshika. The second logic is supposed to be the intelligence. The second logic is supposed to be active when you start collecting all the samskaras. But the second logic is never active. We don't give so much of awareness, we are not so aware before we build our samskaras. The moment you hear the two statements, you simply decide the third statement. You simply decide the third statement without even being aware. The moment you hear the first statement, there are two doors. When you hear the second statement, one door is open. You don't have enough patience to listen to the third statement. You decide next door is closed. Being restless or not enough of awareness, not having enough of witnessing consciousness, is an important reason why we accumulate more and more engrams and reduce the TQ time. It's like a vicious circle. Less you are aware, more engrams, and then you will be aware little less. It will be like just a vicious circle. You will be more and more getting drowned into that unconsciousness. Next.
Are there any good engrams? Are there any good engrams and bad engrams?
That's a nice question. Good engrams are also not worthy of saving. Technically, there is no such thing as good engrams or bad engrams. Socially, there is something good and bad. See, technically, according to Yoga Shastra, they say don't even keep good engrams. Engrams as such are not worthy of maintaining. Drop them. You can live blissfully, happily without them. Socially, we always emphasize, no, we should have good habits, we should have good engrams, we should have good samskaras, we should have good way of living. For society, good engrams are useful, but for yourself, no engrams will be useful. Better drop all the samskaras. You can start living spontaneously intuitively. The thing is, if you are intuitive, you will not be obedient to anybody. You will be a liberated soul. Liberated souls are very dangerous. Means they will be free. They can't be exploited. The whole social structure is exploiting the other. The whole social structure is exploiting the other. Be very clear. You may have 1,000 laws, but real law is might is right. Might is right is the real law. The whole social structure is designed only to exploit. So naturally social structure cannot tolerate a person with no engrams. A person with no engrams will be so spontaneous, so alive, so ecstatic. He will not sit under your feet. He will not beg from you. That is why in India there is a beautiful proverb. Even a king is at the feet of an enlightened person. King is a king as long as he has got citizens, ministers, army, everything. If all of them decide you are not king anymore, he cannot be king anymore. His kingship is dependent on citizens. But an enlightened person is not dependent on anybody. His enlightenment is not dependent on anybody. His enlightenment is not dependent on anybody. He is enlightened just by his own authority. He is liberated just by his own authority. It is very difficult for the people to exploit liberated souls. That's the reason the whole social structure is created in such a way that you are always bound. You must have some problem. You must have some problem. Chaos is created so that people can be exploited. I tell you, all chaos is consciously created by the people who want to solve chaos. Just by solving, they can always be in the throne. Unless you solve the chaos, you cannot be in the throne. Unless there is a difficulty, you will not go to them. So the idea, good samskaras are good, is created by the people who want to create little chaos for you. So according to yoga, chitta vritti nirodha. Chitta vritti means the thoughts which is created by the input which goes from outside and the thoughts which is created by engrams. These two put together is called as chitta vritti. The first statement of yoga says yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is cessation of mind. You can't go beyond the mind. You can't have the chitta vritti nirodha as long as you have engrams, as long as you have samskaras. All you need to do is infuse silence into your unconscious zone. Be more and more aware. Just be a witness. The more you bring silence to your being, the more you will experience the bliss. The more you will experience thoughtless awareness, and more you will become conscious. The more you will reach towards the divine, ultimate energy, cosmic intelligence. Let you reach the divine, be in one with radiate eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you.